Hello, welcome once again to Demonfall. This is Demonfall, the Fury of Malkatheth, episode 6. Um, Title pending again, but I'm thinking about nah. If I say it, there'll be spoilers. Um, Today we are joined by, as always, the truest, the crewest, True Crew Squeezes. Please introduce yourself. The High Elf. Oh yeah. After that, we have the Thicket, the Cricket. Please introduce yourself once more.
Hello, everybody.
From there, we got Revion, the man with the plan. Who I was trying to find something that rhymes with plan, but I can't.
Who said the furry who can?
God damn it. But yes, Revion, please introduce yourself again.
Hello, I'm Steven. I play as Revion.
Yes. Last but not least, as of right now, we have the Myrus, the Cyrus, who writes on papyrus.
I'm Cyrus, and I'll be playing as Geoff.
You did that last time. You got to do something different.
You know he's gonna do it every time.
All right. So, um, today we are also having another player join us. She is currently getting ready, I suppose. Um, but it is a longtime fan favorite of mine. Not actually anyone famous, just for the people at home wondering. It's just a good friend of ours. But she'll introduce herself when she comes on. From there, last time, who would like to talk about what happened last time? Give the synopsis.
Hmm?
Any
Um,
takers?
I nominate
Awkward
Thicket.
silence. No, no, I was so stupid.
Are
Nearly
you?
got myself killed twice.
I mean, as long as you learn the lesson, right? That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just do it then. While traveling to Thotholeth, the elven capital, in search of the court of debauchery, the party encountered a goblin encampment next to a bridge that they needed to cross. This goblin encampment demanded a hefty fine for the right to pass the bridge to make it to Thotholeth, impacting the trade in the area. After negotiations faltered, Cricket charged forward, trying to blast some of the goblins into the water, taking several arrows, and a fight pursued, uh, during which Cricket was nearly felled. Uh, but luckily, the party made it out somewhat unscathed. After some hours of searching the campsite, some elves arrived and offered them escort to the next elven city. Not Thotholeth itself, but one of the outlying cities. This one called Lorien. And I will write that in the chat real quick for everyone at home. Lorien.
Ha.
All right.
All right. So, you guys are all walking down this road. There is a two elves leading the front, two elves on the left and the right, and two elves in the back. So basically, you guys are surrounded by elves, and they're kind of like escorting you down the road. They all are very, uh, wearing leather armors, have bows, long swords, and the like. They seem like a scouting party. The one at the front leading this procession, so to speak, is a female elf with long braided blonde hair, as well as this leather armor with that seems nicer than the others, with green accents, and she has a blue cape.
Hmm.
She has not given her name to any of you, but is just leading the column. And once again, that means that there is 2 at the front, her and another elf, 1 on either side, left and right of the party, and 2 at the back, making the total of 6 elves.
Mm.
After some hours of travel, you guys will arrive at a walled city. The walls are a red brick, with uh, a tall, with tall towers interspaced between them. Uh, think of here. I gotta look it up. What it's called. But there are some castles in Poland that are made from red brick that are very pretty, and that's kind of like what I've been thinking about. Let me see. God, that's nearly here. This one. Yeah, this one. It's called Malbork Castle. Malbork Castle. And that's kind of what I have in my head when I'm imagining this city. Tall towers, red brick, tall slanted roofs. And here I will send a message to the Zoom chat. Presumably, Larry can bring this up for the Twitch channel. But this is the inspiration for the city.
I
Um,
can, but real quick, I just got a message from Sammy. They said that even with the with the Ethernet cable, the internet keeps cutting out, so they don't think they'll be able to join in today.
okay, no worries. I will play the part of Sam. Um, from there, these long castle walls stretch up into the sky, and there is a gate. The elven woman will walk up to the gate. You'll hear her call something up in Elvish. People who speak Elvish hear her say, uh, Captain Thalia returning from scouting. I have brought a party who got rid of the goblin camp. Open the gates. And the gate will go up and into the wall, very classic portcullis.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, good, 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 good. A classic portcullis. But yes, that is the picture right there in the thing. Very, very classic Polish medieval architecture. But that is the how this elven city looks. The elven city of Lorain. Inside, you do see several humans, elves, mostly elves now, wood elves, high elves, walking around the city streets. At that point, you do see a stout dwarvish woman arguing with a shopkeeper about something in the kind of the town square right near the gate. Um, Rhiannon, hello.
Hello.
Uh,
Oh.
so, Rhiannon, Zartha's been in the city for a little bit. Um, and you've been, getting supplies and doing trade as you normally do. And this elf has been trying to stiff you, and you think it might be because there are goddamn races.
Mm. How much are they trying to stiff me for?
I would say you're trying to, sell them something, and they're trying to get like 20% off.
So 20% off what it would normally go for, or 20% off what I would normally pawn it for?
20% off of what it would normally go for. So presumably you were trying to do a little bit of a markup so you can make some money, but they're trying to get 20% less.
Okay.
But here, let me do a quick little voice. No, I don't think that is a appropriate price. As you see, things here, people demand the high quality goods made by the elves, and I don't think something of dwarvish make will sell as well here as it would over there.
Wow, what an asshole.
that's kind of ridiculous. Everyone knows that dwarven goods are the best anyway, outside of certain softer elvish goods. I don't see what the problem is. The reputation of both of our races, artisan crafts, is well known to everyone.
You can roll me a persuasion check, Zartha, if you wish. And we'll count you as proficient in this because it is trading, and you are a tradesperson.
Okay. Raw 19, got 21 total.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, also, did you get the Discord invite? Or not the Discord invite, the Roll20 invite?
I don't believe so. No.
Here, let me resend you the Roll20 invite so you can do it in Roll20.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little easier in the chat.
Yep, there you go. Raw 19. But he'll look at you once over and say, "All right, I suppose I do not want to make a scene. Here's your money. Go. Have a good day, ma'am."
You have a good day as well, young man. And I'll go off.
You see him kind of at that. He like starts like he gets a little red, he's embarrassed and kind of like fuming, like, "Oh, I'm an elf. I'm older than you." But the party basically sees this conversation go down. But as this happens, real quick, Rhiannon, well, first introduce yourself as Rhiannon. How long you been playing D&D and stuff like that?
Well, I've been playing D&D since I was like first introduced to it at the age of 7 by my pops. So I've been playing D&D for like 22 years, basically. At this point, I think that is.
Yeah,
And
almost.
I've been running it for like 14-ish. You know, started running seriously when I was 13, and then started getting really good at it at like age 18. And then started playing 5e in the last year or so-ish. Before that, I would play other systems of D&D or like side systems.
Well, and furthermore, Rhiannon and her brother have introduced both Larry and Steven and myself into the D&D world. And so, big round of applause there. But
yeah.
from there, we will have Zartha describe yourself, please.
Well, Zartha has a tan skin. You know, she's about 4'10", not too out of the normal range of a hill dwarf. She has bright white hair that still has some copper streaks of showing how it used to be red. You know, she's obviously been around for a while, as has several deep wrinkles on her face. You know, she still seems healthy and not necessarily spry. She definitely seems to be clumsier in her movements, but you can't tell necessarily if it's just age or if it's the fact that she still insists on wearing very heavy armor that would slow down her movement. She wears a tabard over her armor, designating her loyalty to some sort of religion. Whether you guys are super take notice of what religion it would be is up to you. She has both a mace and a hammer across her back. You're not sure which one she prefers, and you see a holy symbol emblazoned on her shield, which is also right now across her back. And she's just pocketing whatever change she just picked up and putting it to her belt. She has a pretty recognizable like sailor's spike adorned to her hip, like she's proud of it, despite the fact you guys are basically inland. So,
for those at home, what is a sailor's spike?
it's kind of like a utilitarian tool that sailors use for whatever they have to do on the boat. It can be used as like a club in a pinch, but usually it's just a wedge used to make like tying knots easier, or if you have to pry something open, it's used for that too.
Did not know this.
Yep. There you go. Well, Zartha, you see a spry young group of adventurers. We'll go around the table. We haven't done physical descriptions in a while, but first I will describe Crickette. She is a halfling, probably about, I believe she's about a foot shorter than you. So she's like 3 foot something. Um, Here, let me pull up her sheet. She is a stout halfling, so she's a bit larger than a normal halfling. Very voluptuous. She is wearing a leather jerkin, as well as a green like blouse, and there's like these interesting like tassels attached to her hips that almost look like cricket legs. From there, she has a rapier at her hip. She has several instruments, uh, notably a viola, kind of like at like her back, where she can pull it out and play it very, at ease. And I believe the rest of it is in like pouches and bags on her back. From there, we'll go opposite order this time. Cyrus, please describe yourself.
Yes. Cyrus is a half Vidalcan Genasi, so he's got bright blue skin and a few white markings on his body. He's also got eyes that seem more fish-like than person-like. He's got long white hair. I believe he's only about 5'4", 5'5", and he's garbed in like average monk clothes, sort of more like a gi than a robe. And instead of wraps around his wrists and torso, they appear to be made out of seaweed, very dark green material.
Yes, he is a air ganassi, by the way. Um, Zartha would know that the Ganassi are a very secretive race. They have their own kingdom or something in the south. But as a merchant, you know more than most people actually. So they are the magocracy of Ganas, a government entirely ran by mages, and it is said that their rulers are not even human, not even humanoid, I should say. From there, we'll go to Revion.
He is a tall vulpine man with black coat and red markings on his face and tail. He's just covered in black, like black pants, a long sleeved coat, that and a tool belt that you could probably vaguely see any like things that are more oriented towards thievery and things like that, like strapped to it, along with his um, short bow and his rapier that he has equipped. Um, and yeah, that's about it, really.
Something of note: he is tall.
Did I not say that?
You might have, but I might have not heard it. But yeah, he's like 6'1".
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Sil'lin.
All right, and Sil'lin is a high elf who's about 5 feet 2 inches tall. He has long black hair, cream-colored skin, and emerald green eyes. His clothes are pretty common of what you'd see in any given elf town. He doesn't dress particularly fancy or extravagant. And you do always see him wearing a bow and a long sword.
That it?
Yeah.
All right. Before I forget, I will also describe the third child. Traveling with this group is a woman with very short, kind of. It's interesting. Like the hair is messy, but it's not like matted. She has several red markings on her forearms and her cheeks and her forehead, as well as a little emerald choker around her neck, wearing a looks like a dyed white like leather vest above a green, or not a green, I'm sorry, above a brown kind of short dress skirt kind of ensemble. That's all looks like it's made out of one like solid material, as well as wearing a wolf mantle. This woman has several pouches on her hip, um, and a large backpack, for lack of a better word, but it looks like it's a sack made of animal hide that she has made straps for. Entirely looks like it's handmade. And traveling next to her is a wolf. But you
Do
see
all
her
of them
kind of.
look youngish, or
I'm sorry, what?
do all of them look young, or?
All of them look very young. I believe the human, which is the wolf girl, with the girl with the wolf,
Mhm.
she looks about early 20s at her oldest. Sil'lin, how old is Sil'lin?
I don't remember.
100 is adulthood for an elf, by the way. 100 is adulthood.
Yeah, I think we were like right around 80, 85. I think we
Yeah.
had
Oh, so
decided.
Revion, how old's Revion?
25.
Cricket is. Cricket does not have age, but Cricket probably looks to be in her mid 20s. And then Cyrus, how old is Cyrus?
Cyrus is 19.
There you go.
They're
Yeah, they all look.
babies.
They're all babies.
They're all babies. Gotcha.
Yep. But you see this group of young adventurers, specifically the girl with the wolf mantle and the very ragged-looking equipment and clothing, is like looking up at the walls, wide-eyed and kind of like oohing and eyeing. But at the same time, you can tell she's very on edge and nervous.
So I'm seeing a group of adventurers because they certainly have a type, and I've certainly seen plenty of adventurers pass by in my time.
Yep.
Because I'm an old lady dwarf. I'm like 230 something. I'm old.
Yeah.
I don't see a single healer among them.
Uh, you know, to your trained eye, you could roll me a Arcana or Religion check if you wish. Actually, Arcana. Actually, roll me one of three.
Oh, okay. I was
Roll
thinking
me.
that or insight. Yeah.
Well, roll me an
Yeah.
Insight first, and then roll me a Nature, and then roll me an Arcana, and then roll me a Religion. Roll me all four of those.
So one insight goes to 23, and then the rest are shit.
Okay, well, the insight for sure, you can tell that the way that the halfling looks at the others, you can tell that she's pretty protective of them. By the way, dwarves live to about 350 in 5th edition, so 250 would be pretty old, but not like,
Oh, I must have misread something because I like picked 30 years below my max.
yeah, so you're 320.
Ah, 320. Okay, gotcha.
320 blazing.
I'm an
But yeah,
old lady.
yeah. So um, the young halfling does seem to have like a protective like look over all the others. Like she like watches them and then like sees like double checks to make sure everyone's okay. Nods to
But I don't
herself.
see any like.
You don't see any
I'll
outward.
just ask them. My eyesight's probably not the best.
Yeah,
Not as
sure.
good as it used to be. So I'll just go up and ask them. I'll say, how's the road, young adventurers?
Oh,
It's been all right. Few bumps along the way.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Did
you left the last town. You're the friendliest face we've seen.
oh, okay. My salty face. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll kind of look over him again and say, are any of you a healer? Did you lose your healer?
Cricket will kind of go ooh 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 and like she'll raise her hand. She's like, oh, I can do a little bit of healing magic. Yeah, just a bit.
I'll nod. What kind? What's your specialty, young woman?
Well, I use song and healing the healing magic of song and to heal wounds.
You know any sea shanties, young girl?
No. I know a lot of halfling jigs and tunes.
Oh, it's fine. If you don't mind me saying so, there really shouldn't be an adventuring group without a dedicated healer, and seeing such a group of young faces, I'd feel bad letting you go on without some sort of assistance. If you're looking for a healer, I have nowhere to be. And I am
Well,
quite
absolutely appreciate that.
Well,
fantastic.
I mean, as long as you understand the risks.
That I do, young man. That I do. And I'll like pull up my hair that was covering like side of my face and show off my eye patch and put my hair back down.
Ah,
I really like her.
At this, you guys are all talking. The captain, after you see she was speaking to someone at the gate, walks up to all of you, speaks to Sil'lin specifically, and says, "Sir, welcome back to the main Elvish cities. Please enjoy your stay, and keep an eye out for your friends. Specifically, um, she looks at Revion, she looks at Cyrus, and she looks at the wolf, and then she'll be, please don't cause any trouble." And she'll bow, "Have a good day," and she'll like very quickly do like a about face and walk away.
yeah, don't mind them. They're not exactly welcoming of outsiders. You can see our land's been a bit encroached on.
Well, still, it's a good idea not to crowd the gate for too long, though. Where are you guys headed? I won't keep you. My name's Zartha, by the way.
Well, at the moment we're just passing through, but we're headed to Thotholith, or the capital of Thotholith.
The capital of the ci- the s- the okay, so the Elven aristocracy, city state, whatever you want to call it, is called Thotholith, but the main capital city is also called Thotholith.
We're going to Gotham. In Gotham.
Indeed, it's like New York, New York. You'll see all of you will see third child kind of like perk up, and she like starts smelling the air. Ooh, I smell deer being cooked. Yeah, that smells good.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like you're a hungry young woman. Then let's go get you kids something to eat.
Hey, thank you for the follow. It's Alyssa.
Hey, thank you for following. It's Alyssa. All right, so you guys will travel down one of the city streets. Um, Zartha, you know where you guys are going. There's specifically a restaurant that specializes in, air quotes, gamey food, like boar, deer, wild animals. Elven hunters go out and hunt these animals, and they're prepared with the traditional Elvish style of cooking.
Yeah.
Imagine very French style cooking.
Oh, it makes sense why they'd be yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll happily take them in. I'll be like, this place has been pretty good so far. If it's not to your liking, it's no problem. But it has my recommendation.
Yes, hello. You'll see a man like in a very traditional like waiter's like uniform. Miss Zartha, welcome back to the bristling boar. I am your host, Jarvis. Table, yes. Would you like your usual table for one, or do you have some guests?
Oh no, I have a bunch of youngins with me today, so I'll need a bigger table.
Oh
I'll
yes.
get you to my new adventuring party.
Yes. Would you like a private room, or would you like to be seated in the main dining area?
I'll look at them and I'll be like, it's your guys' choice. I have no problem either way.
It might be best to talk in the private room.
I'm sorry, Cyrus. What was that?
I said it might be best if we talk about it in the private room.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
I'll look
Third
back at
child's kind of
Cyrus.
like the third child's looking around and like smelling, so she's very distracted.
Revion puts a hand on her shoulder just to keep her somewhat like with the group in case she decides to wander around.
And he'll look down at the wolf, and he looks like he's about to say something, and then looks at Zartha, and nods, and just doesn't say anything.
Oh, he knows.
Well, right this way, ma'am. And
Thank
he'll
you,
lead you
Giles.
guys. Oh, you're welcome. And he'll walk up to this side of the wall, and he pulls open the side of the wall like a very it looks like a wood panel wall, and it opens up into this private room with a dining table. Um, and yeah, it's like this wood-lined wall. On the wall facing the door, so the back wall, there is a beautiful depiction on this whole wall, a relief of elvish hunters in the woods hunting game. So you all sit down. He brings you all water. Would you like any drinks, sirs, madams? I have the finest selection of elven wines available.
I'll take the closest thing you have to hooch.
Understood, ma'am. I have Granny's recipe. You remember Granny?
Yeah, I'll nod. What about you, youngins? Our interview of your respective races' drinking ages? All I can see is that you're young, and I'll kind of squint at them, kind of playing up the fact I'm old.
Hmm.
I'll have a glass of wine.
Water for me, please.
Me
Yes,
too.
yes. Sparkling or tap. By the way, to you two, those words have no meaning. You're like, what?
There's a difference. Water's.
Uh,
I just want water, man.
oh, I
Well,
see. Yes, the
absolutely ask for
sparkling
sparkling
has a little bit of magic to make it a bit bubbly, and then tap is just regular water.
Tap,
What?
please.
Tiny water.
Good choices, excellent choices. And then I'll be back for your orders momentarily. And he'll leave. And once again, the third child be like, what's a wine? What's hooch?
Are you familiar with what fermentation is, girl?
No.
Have you eaten a rotten
So-
fruit before?
You can take fruits or different types of grains, and you can do what's called fermenting with water to extract their essence into a liquid. And then if you do the proper cooking and stuff like that, add certain ingredients and preserve it for a long time, it'll become alcoholic, which is a mild form of poison. You look more like one of those foresty types. So it becomes a mild form of poison that can be really pleasant to ingest in the proper amounts if you don't overdo it.
Oh, that's weird.
I can teach you how to do it if we're on the road long enough. I have a whole brewer's kit here under this shield.
Oh, I guess I'll stick with water. That sounds
Yeah,
weird.
it's not for everyone.
After a while, all of you will get your drinks. And then he will ask for your orders. Very specifically, you all have a menu. This restaurant offers mostly wild game, like pheasants, deer, boar, very gamey, tough animals, not really like sheep or pig or cow. Like things that are wild animals.
Mm.
I mean, we'd be used to it at this point.
Yeah, you guys would be very used to deer. You've probably had boar on one of these nights that the third child has fed you. But yeah. Um, the third child does end up sitting next to Zartha and ask her a bunch of questions like, "What does this mean? What is like venison? What is gourmandier?" I don't. What?
I will happily teach her all of it. I'm used to answering these kinds of questions.
Yeah.
My
And so
patience will seem endless.
Yep, and she'll end up getting some type of like venison steak.
I'll end up getting some sort of like waterfowl.
Yep. Just think French cooking, and if it's French cooking, it's there.
Yeah, I think Sil'lin would probably also have venison.
Yeah.
Revion.
Uh, boar if they've got it, I guess.
Yeah, okay. And so you all have a fantastic meal and spend probably about an hour and a half here. The dish sizes are not for the prices you all saw, they're a bit smaller than you thought, but the quality is amazing. Um, the third child does attempt to pick up the whole little steak with her hands, but I assume Zartha like
Yeah,
is like,
Zartha will. Yeah, will yeah. Okay. Uh, you seem one of the more wild types, young lady, but you're in a city now. Would you like to learn how to blend in? It's important when you go into new environments to know how to move like the locals, so that they can't see you when you want to do some more superfluous stuff.
what's superfluous?
Just more like things you don't necessarily want to be noticed doing all the time. It could be basic day-to-day stuff, and
Oh,
then it could
and
be things like
she'll start
hidden
nodding.
Cyrus will turn to Revion and go, "Hey, look, your girlfriend likes the new crew member."
Revian will just pinch the bridge of his nose and like, why do you even make that insinuation?
And so like,
I'll go through and I'll teach her some basic table manners. That way she can get by in public. I'll say, and if there's anything that you don't know how to do, just feel free to ask. I've taught oh, at least 8 others how to do this sort of stuff, so I'd like to think I'm an expert on table manners by this point. And I'll kind of
oh,
go through and teach her.
and so she'll like mouth her mouth was. So you're a mom.
Uh, Grandmama, actually. And it's not polite to chew with your mouth open, dear, or talk with your mouth open, or with a
Oh,
lot of food, I should
oh,
say.
sorry.
I'll smile and wait for her to finish chewing before I say anything else.
Yep. So a grandma. So that's like a mom's mom.
Precisely.
Oh, that's interesting.
hmm They're all wandering the waters off the Skull Coast right now.
Oh, I've never been there.
It's it's not for everyone, but I was very happy to call it home.
Yeah, yeah. After some time though, the bill comes, and it is about we'll say 10 gold pieces, and the third child will pull out a platinum coin and be like, "Is this that much?"
It is. I'm
Oh,
very glad you know your values already.
uh, I, I didn't. And she'll just
Well,
put it on the
good
she'll put it
guess
on the
then.
table.
And I'll bring out like an extra gold, and I'll say, for you, Jarvis. And I'll
Oh,
slide everything across the table to him.
thank you, ma'am. And grandmother says hello,
Thank you.
and
Tell her I
he'll
said hello as well.
and he'll bow. And she says you can visit her anytime. She's back at the old apartment.
I may have to stop by before I leave town. You know, don't know if I'll be back around next time. We'll see.
Ah, yes. And have a great day, everyone. And he'll bow again and leave the room.
Oh.
The third child specifically saved some food for the wolf and is like feeding her.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I know what symbol that is? That her church is a part of.
Oh, you can roll me a religion check. I don't believe out of character, Zartha, that we talked about what god you worship.
It's going to be the like quintessential dwarven one.
Ah, okay. No, you do not. You don't know enough about dwarves, apparently.
Hmm.
I wouldn't even attempt it.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I saw that too, and that was someone else.
Yeah, that was me.
What was? Let me see your
13
bonus for
all the way down to
religion.
And I
12.
think I think I have a +2.
Yeah, actually, you know a little bit about it, but it's the primary dwarven deity. It's Moradin,
Hmm.
but you don't know what they're the god of. You just know that their name and that they are literally the creator god of the dwarves, but they have other facets.
Okay.
Yep. After some time, presumably you all leave the restaurant, and Revion.
Yo.
You know thieves can't, right? Which is like the coded language of thieves. Uh,
Right.
it's like used with like a bunch of jargon and all that type of thing. But from like the other side, or not the other side of the room, but from a table near your guys' door, as you guys are leaving, you hear someone say, in thieves can't. So it's like, you see this guy gesturing and he's talking kind of weirdly,
Mm-hmm.
but he just sounds like a guy with a really weird common accent to the rest of you. But you hear, "Hello, old friend." But the rest of you hear, and then I was talking to this chick, and then she did all this stuff, and then I slammed her.
There's no, that's not.
It's mostly
Anyone
the
would look at that and just go, "What?"
Yeah, it's mostly the hand gestures you see, because he's like twirling his finger in a specific pattern and like doing a motion, and it kind of like catches the corner of your eye.
All right.
But
Revion
but this
stops.
person's back is to you, and he's talking to some other elf.
Ah.
But
Revion will reply. I guess Revion will reply without looking over his shoulder. I
yeah,
was wondering when you'd show up.
uh, meet me at the town square at midnight is the reply you get.
He just nods and continues walking.
Yep. None of you were aware of that conversation, but you guys walk out. You basically see some guy like gesturing really loudly and kind of being obnoxious. One of the waiters is like cringing, and then you see Revion stop, look, kind of like, he does that thing where he puts his hand to his forehead, but he does it a little differently than he normally does. And then the guy says something else that's weird. It's like, yeah, I met this chick at midnight, and it was a wild time. And then Revion kind of just walks away.
It's like, okay, that was weird.
City people are weird. That's Crickette.
That they are.
But by this time, it's about mid-evening. Zartha, you're currently staying at the Golden Goose Tavern.
Mm. Do I know if they have any rooms available?
Yeah, the Golden Goose is an interesting place because it's like a dance club, and so people go there to dance, and they don't stay at the rooms, and you're like the only person renting a room.
Gotcha.
Like, it has a nice dance floor, and like the sound kind of is loud late into the evening, but after like midnight it stops.
Nice.
Is it sort of like the Gadsden where not a lot of people actually stay there? They just go there to look at the stuff.
No, it's like a nightclub almost.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's an elvish nightclub.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know how exactly flushed you kids are these days. After I've thrown platinum pieces around, I imagine it's pretty okay, but If you guys are used to like laying in your sleeping bags, I'll let you guys post up in my room, but you may want to find different lodgings. And I'll let them know my situation, how I'm basically living up over a dance club. Suits me just fine, but for those of you with more sensitive ears, it might be an issue.
Is there anywhere in town that you would recommend?
Eh,
You can add
not
that
in
if you want, it's
particular.
like
I
cool.
usually stay here with because one of my friends have the place, so.
Oh, that makes sense. So, I guess I'll go off and try and find a place.
Good, good, good. So there are multiple places. The Golden Goose is kind of like a mid-range. There is a fancy pants place called the Clouded Pillow. And then there is a place called the Scouts Bar, which seems like to be cater to military folk on like off shifts or on like liberty, and that's kind of a bit more of like a ramshackle like rough and tumble place.
Yeah, I'll probably go there.
Rough and tumble.
Mm.
Okay. Crickette.
Keeping it cheap.
Crickette will Crickette and the third child will stay with Zartha just because they offered.
And Cyrus, too.
Revion.
Probably find a one of the lower end ones.
Yeah, so the Scouts Bar is the lower end.
That'll work.
Yep. How do you all spend your evening?
I'm going to ask Zartha about her symbol there.
Before you all split up. Oh wait, no, you
Yeah.
went with them. Yeah, you went. You
Yeah.
went with them.
So,
This is
Miss Dwarf.
mhm.
Yeah, I was wondering about that symbol that you're carrying around there. I mean, I'm a member of a church too. I'm just not very familiar with yours.
Oh, no worries. I'm not terribly good at recognizing other religions either. This is the symbol of Moradin. He's the a dwarven creator god. I'm particularly fond of his of the forge aspect of his domains, but he's also renowned for his knowledge and of course, creating our race and how much he hates orcs. I'll
Ah,
snicker at that one. I actually haven't had to. I mean, I've killed a few orcs in my day, but they weren't too much of an issue out on the, waters of the Skull Coast. More of them were likely to be sailors than anything else.
Yeah, you've
he's a
had
god of
more
the
friends
forge,
that
huh?
were orcs than enemies that were orcs, Zartha.
Yeah. But the Skull Coast is like that. It's a whole menagerie of different people all coming together to just make a living on the water. Some of them are, assholes about it and turn to piracy, and others, make trade families, that sort of thing.
We've actually been there before, towards the western lands of it.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, they're not all bad. Just, some of them don't have too good of heads on their shoulders, and it makes them make bad choices.
Well, it wasn't the people I had a problem with.
Oh. What
Indeed.
did you have a problem with?
Well, I guess it was people, but it wasn't people who were from there.
Well, that's a bit unusual. You'll have to tell me about it before we all turn in proper. Doesn't get quiet around here until about midnight, so I imagine it'll be nice to have a little bit to talk about it until things get quiet.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with our current quest we're on, actually.
So you're on a proper quest. Exciting.
Well, I mean, not for anybody other than ourselves.
Well, those are the best kind. I'm here collecting stories, so Mine's pretty easy to fulfill, especially now that I found a strapping group of young adventurers to tag along with and take care of. And I'll like pat his hip because I'm not terribly tall, and I'll lead him up the stairs to my place.
Yeah, Cricket, by the way, immediately goes to the dance floor and starts dancing.
Be careful, Cricket. Don't drink the shit here. And I'll go upstairs.
Yep, both Third Child and the wolf will follow. Once again, getting looks from a few customers, but all
So she's
Zartha has
dancing
to
with
do
Cricket,
is
or is she following us upstairs?
she's following you guys upstairs.
Okay.
Once again, getting a few looks from a few of the patrons, but all Zartha has to do is glare, and they kind of all just like immediately like look away and start like whistling.
Yeah, I'm watching you. When we go upstairs, I'll get like some like wad up as much like cotton puffs as I can. Maybe even grabbing some out of the filling of my, I'll like cut a little bit of the seam of my pillow and pull out some cotton, and I'll like make muffs for her wolf because I imagine this isn't too nice on his poor ears. So I'll like put cotton in his ears so it's not as bad for him.
You'll see the wolf very clearly like nods at you like in understanding, like it knows what you did and appreciates it.
Oh, you got
But
a smart
she'll-
one here. And I'll like
Yeah.
hold my hand out and ask and be like, I don't touch without asking other than for, healing or caring purposes. So can I give you some head scritches, young man?
Oh, youngest is a lady, but yeah, go for it. She loves well, since we've met all of our new friends, she certainly likes attention from them.
Young lady then. And then I'll itch her ears and stuff.
Yeah, she's called youngest. She's my youngest sibling.
You had quite the upbringing, it sounds like.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm from the forests near the mountains, a bit west of here, maybe a week's travel west.
Hmm. Well, that's quite nice, and I'll give youngest some scritches, and then I'll help everybody figure out the layout for where they want to put their bedrolls, that sort of thing. And
Yeah,
I'll,
immediately the third child will pick like a corner in like the back corner, being able to like look at a door, pull a string on what looked like a bag, air quotes, that sack that she's carrying on her back, and it kind of unfolds into a large mat made of like the skins and furs. Inside there are gourds, more skins and furs, and she basically makes like a little bed out of the substance.
yeah, I'll just help everybody set up their stuff. This is stuff I'm used to. So I'll make sure everybody gets set up as comfortable as possible. I'll give them any extra blankets I have, even if it's just the stuff off my bed.
Yeah, they actually have lots of hide. It seems that this group has that the seemingly wild child provides a lot of hide for the group, so they all have like hide blankets and the like fur blankets,
Oh,
like a big,
fantastic.
like-
Yeah, they have. Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'll just
they're-
help them all get set up for our little slumber party.
Presumably Zartha tells stories for the rest of the evening.
Well, I was going to listen to their stories and about their quest.
Cyrus, you want to tell Zartha about everything?
I mean, I might as well.
All right, go ahead and start describing it, because Rhiannnon doesn't actually know, so Zartha needs to know in character.
All right.
I'm gonna grab a drink of water real fast while you're doing that.
Yeah, if you want, you can tell me like the abbreviated version of a few things, but Zartha will listen very attentively.
Well, it starts back in the I don't even remember the name of the village. It's not like it matters. It's not there.
It was
anymore.
literally village.
Village.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of poetic, but Well, we started off there, doing a quest for an old man to get his daughter back. In the middle of the night, things went sour. I don't remember much. I kind of woke up from a very bad decision, and everything was on fire. So, when we sorted out that mess, we figured out there was a cult behind it. I can only really speak for myself when I say that I'm on my way to go and try and right that wrong. I can't help but feel kind of responsible for what happened.
I see.
But we do have a friend of ours, the elf. He seems to know quite a bit about them. I think he was a member once. But for whatever reason, he's not anymore. And I trust him.
That's good.
It's just the magic and the stuff that we've seen that they've been up to. I get the feeling that something really bad's going to happen if we don't, I don't know, stop them if we can. I don't really know what I'm doing here.
I'll smile and say, well, I don't know too much about your situation. I just heard about most of it now, but I would just like to say that guys seem like an exceptionally brave group. It's not often people will come across a problem and make it their own to take care of. If you're lucky, they'll just tell someone higher up and make it their problem or hope it gets solved and walk away. It's admirable that you're willing to tackle it yourselves. And, I'm sorry that you carry so much guilt on your shoulders, but usually the way I look at it anyway, is things like that are usually the fault of the people who actually perform the actions, not the ones who tried to stop it and weren't lucky enough to succeed. So don't be too harsh on yourself.
Well, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like this will be a good story to be a part of. I look forward to telling my grandkids when I see them next. Let's see what we can accomplish together.
And with that, some time passes. Crickette eventually comes back up and goes to bed. Probably while you were telling the story, third child and the youngest went to sleep. Somehow doing pretty good with all the loud music. But we'll flip the script real quick and head back over to Revion and Sil'lin as they are heading into this kind of ruckus, wild tavern. You see plenty of elven soldiers looking around. There is a bouncer who looks at Sil'lin and Revion as they walk up to the door and says, you ain't here to cause any trouble, are you?
No.
Kind of specifically looking at Revion.
I'll say no, and he's with me. Any trouble he causes is on me.
Okay. Well, y'all watch yourselves in there. It seems like one of the platoons had a victory recently or something. A lot more of them are back home than usual. And he'll open the door.
Revion will just stare at the bouncer for a few seconds before following along Sil'lin whenever he goes.
Yeah, I'll go right away.
You do see a tavern. There are humans, maybe 5%. The rest elves, high elves, wood elves. Those are the predominant types. Bar's pretty packed. It's pretty loud, pretty rowdy. You do see a young elvish lass running around. A few of them running around and taking care of orders and food and drinks. There is another elvish woman who's a bit older looking at the bar. And then there on the other side of the door, there's another man who seems to be at like a front desk, kind of looking around over the room, making sure that there's not too much trouble going on. Behind him, against the wall, there is a large long sword, probably like a bastard sword, a bit more heft than a regular long sword, hung up on the wall. This man has a big scar across one of his cheeks. Looks very big, muscled for an elf. Probably about 6'3", maybe 300 something pounds, just solid muscle, very strong.
Does he appear to be with the soldiers?
No, this man is at the front, behind the front desk. He has like a book in front of him, but he's like watching the bar.
Okay.
Like he looks like he works here, but he looks like he's like ready for trouble.
Hmm.
Well,
I suppose we have to go up to him if we want to get a room.
probably.
And as you guys walk forward, this man will nod at both of you. Good evening, young masters. What can I do for you?
We're looking to get a room for the night.
Aye. Rooms are gonna be 1 copper. If you want to do a double, it's gonna be 1 silver. Better room, 2 beds. Also comes with lunch, or comes with dinner. Sorry.
Well, it's up to you. Want to share a room or get separate?
Nah, let's share it this time.
All right.
He takes the silver, nods. All right, now careful in there. One of the platoons is a bit wild this evening. Something about the goblins have been taken care of, so they all get to go home. They're celebrating.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. We heard something about that.
Well, have a good evening, fellas. Oh,
thank you.
and he points at Sil'lin. And don't go hitting on my daughters, young man. And he points to like a thing next to the sword, and it says, "The rule number 1: don't hit on my daughters."
Say, you got it, boss.
Mission acquired.
That's sergeant to you, young man.
Just kind of
Anyhow,
back away.
carry on.
I'm going to go take a seat at the bar, I guess, next to the old lady. Or older lady.
Well, she's
I'm gonna settle
attending
in
the
into the
bar.
room. I'll go settle into the room then.
You got it. You gonna go to sleep right away, Revion?
Nope, not asleep. Just waiting.
Okay. Just waiting.
He's just well, I suppose he'll just work on his weapons, I guess, like
Do a bit of
maintenance.
Do a bit of sharpening, a bit of oiling, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sil'lin, you're at the bar.
Yep. I'll get myself an ale and then ask the bartender about the celebration, what she knows.
Oh yeah, some adventuring group came by. I guess the goblins tried to do their whole toll thing and thought they could get money out of these people. But yeah, it seems that all the goblins were killed except one, and one escaped. But I mean, the road's open, so trade's coming back into town. That's wonderful.
It's kind of disconcerting how she got that entire story when it literally happened a few hours ago.
Yeah, it's been about like 5 hours. You guys traveled to the city. It took you guys about 2 hours. Took about 3 hours. You guys went and had dinner for about an hour and a half, and you guys came over here. So it's been about 5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, the soldiers had time to come back and start celebrating.
Yep, and also this is a soldier's bar, so
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, this is the Scouts bar. There's lots of soldiers here, men and women, wearing different levels of armor. You see a lot of them are wearing leather, all with the same symbol of a tree with like a castle kind of like inside the tree. And yeah, and then there are some heavy armor ones that wear a slightly different symbol. So then you'll know this that the Elvish military is separated into the Scouts and the Knights. The Knights are the High Elvish military force. They're kind of like the shock infantry, heavy troops, stuff like that. And then the Scouts are the Wood Elven archers, scouts, infantry, stuff like that. They're basically separated by race, but it's they're highly specialized units.
Right.
But there's mixes of both in here. The owner of the bar looked to be a wood elf. But yeah, you see when the young barmaids go around and they take care of orders, all the men avert their eyes and take their orders real fast. They get their orders in and out. They don't make small talk to the barmaids or anything.
Hmm.
But besides that, it is still a rowdy atmosphere. You'll get your ale. That's going to be about a silver, if
Okay.
you mark that off for me. But yeah, you'll get that information. Anything else, Sil'lin?
No, I'll just enjoy my drink and then head up to the room.
Okay. What time do you start meditating, Sil'lin?
I guess probably around 10ish.
Okay. So a few hours later, 2 hours later, this is midway through Sil'lin's meditation. It's it's about 11:30. You're supposed to go to the town center to meet your friend, Revion.
I know how to find my way there, right?
Yeah, the town center is right in front of the gate.
Okay, so it's not very far then from where I am.
No. Yeah, this bar is very close to the gate because the soldiers need to go in and out.
Well, I suppose I'll just make sure that I'm armed and head over there.
All right. As you're heading down the stairs, you see that it's gotten a bit quieter. There's less people, but there are there's two. Well, there's actually one big group, and they're kind of all sitting at a table. As you walk down the stairs, you see one of the soldiers eyes you. This man's wearing heavy armor. Has a long sword and a spear, shield sitting at the side of the table, and he'll stand up, kind of watch you walk down the stairs.
I'll notice this, but still go along my business.
Okay. As you start walking towards the door, he'll actually cut you off. Say, "Well there, Beast Walker. What are you doing in these parts?"
Business.
Not causing any trouble for anyone? Not
Nope.
kidnapping any babies?
Well, if I did, then I'd have to set up an entire ritual, worship the proper gods, and that could be an entire ordeal itself. So, nah, I think I'll pass right now. You won't have to worry.
Trying to
Nice to
give me
slap.
attitude.
I know, sir. I wouldn't even think of it.
He'll pull out his weapon and he'll say, "You want to take this outside?"
Take what, your sword? I mean, you could do that if you want. I'm just gonna be walking around.
At that, here, let me roll something real quick. I need to pull him up. One moment. He's fucking invisible. It doesn't matter. You'll kind of see someone appear behind this man, a dagger to his neck. The dagger is black with a spider at the pommel. The blade itself is very jagged and rough. And you see what looks like a high elf behind this man say, "You mess with my friend, you die." back off. And the guy holds up his hands. It's like, oh, sorry, and sits down. You see a high elf kind of smile at you, flip the dagger around real quick and sheath it. Ah, well, hey Revion, how you been, man?
Fine. How about you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. You want to go where we're supposed to meet up at?
Sure, I'll follow you.
All right, come on. And he'll lead you out the door. All the soldiers kind of staring.
Yep.
And as you guys leave, you see him just like do the flip the bird as you guys walk out the door towards them.
Never change, do you?
Oh, never,
Hey, thank you
So-
for the follow, Willy Wonka, or
never.
Wally Wonka.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Austin. That is my roommate. He is across the table from me. Thanks for the follow. Make sure to watch the VODs. All right, so Revion, your good buddy leads you down this down the main street. So, what happened? What have you been up to since our last job?
Just been wandering, really. Just, I guess trying to find myself, you could say.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Hey, man, you're pretty lucky. I took the fall for you there. You know, getting captured by the city guards after our little slip up. We weren't able to get the prize, and you know, I figured, yeah, you're young. You can't survive a whole 30 years in prison with the, you know, in the high elven prisons. I figure I can handle 30 years. Well, it was a little rough, so I actually escaped. Yeah, it was not fun. Had
You
to lie.
you
what?
took the fall for me for on a whim?
Well, that and you know, 30 years is a long time for your people. It's like a blink of the eye for me.
You've never been this courteous or kind to me before. Why all of a
Hey,
sudden?
I taught you everything you know. I'm the kindest person I know. Anyhow,
Well, I'm thankful for for the tutelage. You weren't exactly kind to any of our marks.
yeah, well, marks are marks, you see. And when you have a mark, you gotta mark them. Sometimes with a dagger, sometimes with a pen, sometimes you just take all their cash. Other times you leave them dead.
There's a few of those that I vehemently refused to do.
I
went out.
know. You were you were always a good kid, and I always enjoyed that. Well, you see, I had a quite a rough time after breaking out. I had to go back home to the Underdark, and you know, oh, mom wasn't happy about that. And you know how I told you what it's like down there. It's not fun for men. Let's just say that. Anyhow, you know, did some little adventures of my own. It's been what like a year, and came back up. Figured the heat has died down by now. That and they couldn't catch me if they tried at this point. But yeah, um, I figure a little favor is owed, but you know, I won't I won't ask you to do it for free.
All right, I do owe you.
Yes, you do. So, I see that you have a nice little group of friends, and you know they're pretty capable, it seems. Well, I need you to take something for me.
From a noble? What is it?
Yeah, there's a hoity-toity noble in the keep, and they have a special stone you see, and it's used in a lot of magical rituals, and it's a very important spell component that my client needs. And well, because I'm kind of famous in the area, I can't really go about uh, doing what I normally do without attracting too much attention. Hence the disguise. Um, that and you know, I want to see how much you've improved. But I have information for you.
one moment. This one happened to do with happened to be about a deal with a certain spider goddess.
No, never, never. You can roll me an insight check.
Damn.
Yeah, the thing is, he always acts very flippantly. So, like, while he's being sarcastic, you can't tell the true intent of his words.
Hmm.
Yeah, me and big spider bitch don't get along. Not at all.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
anyhow, you'll get some information. I'll get to see how much you've improved, and if it gets really bad, I'll get you out of there. But all your friends are gonna have to go to jail.
It won't come to that. I'll do it
Okay.
solo.
Oh, solo, how fancy. I'm proud. All right. Well, you see, well, first the information, your little reward. See down there? He points at a well.
Yeah.
Well, down at the bottom of that well, there's a door. If you push in one of the stones, it opens up. The stone has a symbol that looks like this, and he'll hold up a little amulet. And it's an amulet that you've seen these cultists wear, which is a teardrop. Well, it's a red liquid drop, so a blood drop, with a dancing naked woman inside of it.
Hmm.
I believe they're called the Court of Debauchery. And from what I've been hanging out with you guys for the past few days. Not that you've noticed, but you guys don't seem to be fans of them.
Not really. No. They caused us quite a bit of strife not too long ago.
Yeah, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't like him either because I'm supposed to be the agent of chaos around here, and they're taking all my jobs. Like, what is a man supposed to do?
As opposed to you, you'd rather kill them. That way they're not in the way.
Yeah, but I also wanted you guys to do it because I'm lazy.
I'll never understand you, but our goals seem to coincide for this.
You're
So,
never supposed to understand me, buddy. That's the point.
I don't
Eh,
like not understanding.
Yeah, I know, I know. You're always the inquisitive type.
Hmm.
Anyhow, I do actually have a present for you besides all the favors and the backstabbing and all that stuff. Um, I actually do have a real present for you.
Oh,
And he'll hand you a folded up little cloth. It's
Revion will
black.
take it.
Unfolding the cloth,
Yeah.
there is a wooden box.
This isn't one of your games again, is it?
No, it's not full of spiders like it was last time.
That's still very specific.
I told you it wasn't full of spiders.
Yes. Spiders.
Okay, it's not full of bugs or anything alive.
With a forlorn sigh, he'll open it.
So this little black box looks like it's made carved directly from rock. And inside is a dagger. This dagger is black as night. The blade is made of a sharp, clean obsidian, no rough edges, very symmetrical. The handle is a twisting, kind of like a wrap of like silver wire that goes up the whole handle.
Mm-hmm.
The pommel is curved up, and at the tips of the pommels there are these little orange orbs. And at the bottom of the pommel there is a larger orange orb.
What?
Yeah,
What
for
is
you.
this?
It's a magic dagger.
magic. I've never had one of those before.
Yeah, I know, because you weren't good enough then. Now that you're good enough, good old Uncle Ainu wanted to give you a present.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
What does it do though?
Okay, well, you see, it makes it easier to hit things. And you see right here, and he presses like the orb on the bottom and like twists it, and a slot comes out. And you see right here, you can put a vial of poison, and then you can push it up in there. And what it does is when you stab someone, it automatically injects the poison. Makes it harder to resist rather than just coating it on the blade and, stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
Also,
could
have you
prove
figured out
useful.
how to make poisons yet? I knew you were bad at that before.
I am not proficient as of yet.
Keep practicing. You got it. Anyhow,
Right.
yeah. So, there, the orb, right? It is, well, the name's not important, but in the capital, there's a nobleman. They're from the Blossom Petal family, some like Fae family. It's weird. Anyhow, the Blossom Petals, they are very powerful magic users, and in the past acquired some artifact. In their vault, they have a particularly potent orb. It's very light blue with lightning crackling up and down it. And I want you to get that for me.
Okay.
I know that we're not in the capital yet, but I'll be around, and if you want to talk to me, all you gotta do is go somewhere at night, and I'll show up.
Got it.
Oh,
Um,
also alone, and don't tell your friends, or I'll have to kill them all.
right. Will do.
Hey, I gotta keep my cover, man. You'll understand when you're older. Anyhow, bye, and he just disappears.
Revion will just, I guess, put a hand through his like head and go and just internally go like, oh man, what have I gotten myself into now?
Yep. As you head back, it's been about maybe an hour, and so it's about 1 in the morning. So it's about 1 hour before Sil'lin normally wakes up out of his trance.
Yep.
So you'll get inside. Sil'lin, or Revion, are you being stealthy at all? Doing this in and out?
Yes.
Okay, so actually roll me 2 stealth checks. First one when you left, and the second one when you arrive.
Well, that's the first one.
So, yeah, second one. Not bad. Yeah, so Sil'lin, as far as you know, Revion was there when you went into your trance and was there when you woke up.
Yep.
And
No
the
funny
next
business
day,
here.
no funny business here, not at all. And the next day happens. You know, good stuff, nothing weird, nothing sketchy. And you guys, well, Sil'lin and Revion head downstairs, out the this inn, this tavern. The older buff man isn't seen, and neither are any of the barmaids, but there is the woman who was manning the bar before, and she'll give you all a nod and say thank you for staying. Have a great rest of your trip.
Revion will
Um,
nod back and just continue walking out.
Yep.
Same.
On this is presumably pretty well. Okay, so 1 in the morning, so it's like 9 a.m. You see a bunch of guards kind of like in the area. They seem to be blocking off an alleyway to that goes like bends behind the building.
Oh no.
What's going on?
Oh, city business travelers, don't worry about it.
Hmm.
If you guys want, you guys can kind of like peek around. They can't really stop you.
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I see anything from like standing in front of them?
I mean, you see a bunch of like elves standing around. They have like a small like little magical line kind of like blocking off the alleyway. You see a bunch of elves standing. One of them's like writing notes on a paper in like robes, nodding repeatedly, and the other there's some in armor talking. But when you like peek around this guard, you do see that there's a body on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna persist too much. I'm just gonna kind of head on.
Yep. Anything, Revion?
He'll he'll glare passively at the body, I suppose, and then just follow Sil'lin.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you kind of do see the face like turned over. It does look like that guy who was shouting at you last night.
Well, won't miss him too much, but he didn't really deserve to die.
He has an A carved in his face, as well.
Yeah, I know.
I knew you would know.
Ha 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 ha.
I knew you would know. Anyhow, team team slumber party wakes up. It's a nice,
Yay.
relaxing morning, probably about 8 a.m. Um, the music has died down. Zartha, you know that there's a cafe nearby that has a pretty good breakfast.
I'll wake up, look around the room. Remember, I had a summer party. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. So, step down. Are they all early risers or?
Yeah, the third child is already up. She's like gathering her things.
Yeah, she did go to
Cricket
sleep with the rest of us.
Cricket is asleep still. Cyrus, I don't know about you.
Yeah, asleep still.
Hmm. Oh, Cricket was partying hard last night, if I remember correctly. So I'm not able to be too terribly quiet, but I'll try not to be super loud.
Yeah, I
And
mean you've dealt with sleeping kids for the past 50 years. You're pretty good at being quiet when you need to, especially when you're not wearing your armor.
yeah, and I'll go down to the cafe and I'll get some pastries for everybody.
All right. Yeah, and the party begins to stir as you come back.
I don't know if any of you are too fond of the baked goods, but they're here if you want them. Rise and shine.
Indubitably.
The third child will sniff at it. Smells sweet like a fruit.
Some of them have fruit on the inside if you like, and I'll point out the jelly stuffed ones.
She'll like pull it open and kind of like watch like the red jelly kind of like drip a little bit. Oh,
Did you
eat
just
part of
gut
it.
that donut?
What?
Did you just gut that donut?
I guess I did. I don't know. Eats the rest of it, and you see she goes in her bag and pulls out several bits of jerky for the wolf.
I'll make sure to any of the the napkins I grabbed, or if I have a rag, I'll clean up any jelly that's spilled, and I'll.
She was pretty good about not spilling it on the floor. On herself is another question, though.
I will definitely, do the whole like grandma thing of like
Grandma thing where
like,
you
napkin.
napkin her cheek.
yeah, grab a napkin and be like, "Oh, yeah, hold still for a second. Got to clean up your face."
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably at this that you realize those red markings on her arms and her face are tattoos. You might have thought they were like paint, but like you try to wipe a little bit of it off and it doesn't come off.
Okay, good. Means her face isn't as dirty as I was worried it was.
Yeah, like despite looking like she's from the woods and having like kind of like wild hair, not brushed, It's not matted, and she smells clean.
Well, I'll just get the jelly off her face then. And I'll pat her cheek. Say, well, I got a few extra because I didn't know if your friends would be back, but I got a dozen, so you can probably have another if you're still hungry. But they're sweet, so just make sure you work enough. And I'll say the cafe also has coffee and other things for those of you who like it. I didn't know what everyone drank, so I didn't bring that, but you know,
Oh,
help
I've heard of
yourself.
coffee. There was coffee in the last town. It like makes you hyper, right?
Sometimes. Sometimes it helps you calm down. But yeah, it's to each their own.
Okay. Well, uh, I guess we should go get the others.
Where even are they?
Yeah, they said they were going to go to some like, what do they call it? A dive bar? I don't know.
Well,
I don't
they
even know
know
what
where
that.
we are, so they'll probably be coming looking for us.
Yeah, and after you guys eat, talk for maybe 30 minutes, uh, does group dive bar eventually show up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you'll hear a knock at the door to the room.
I'll check it if I can, and then I'll open it once I see it's them.
Yep.
I got some pastries. No, gesture to like probably the small side table it's on, or
And I will eagerly grab one.
You'll see the third child's like sitting really far from the table, and she's like, "I had two. I will not have more than two. I had two. I will not have more than two.
Would you like mine?
No."
Revion grabs one and then brings it over to her. You could have mine.
She'll like literally like make a pout face and turn away from you.
if you
I'll
want,
just
we
play.
can
I'll
wrap
place it
up
right in
and
front of
save
her.
it for later. Would you be okay with that, third child?
Yeah. I just okay. I was always told that if things taste really, really, really good, they're not good for you.
Well, that's absolutely correct. But especially since we're going to be on the road probably pretty soon, these aren't too bad for us. It's just important not to go overboard. We can wrap it up and save it for later, though.
Okay.
And I'll make sure I get it like packed away with some parchment paper or whatever, or wax paper is what it's called.
Yeah. This will be Crickette. Sil'lin, Revion, I think you guys would have loved the music last night. It was like.
We have I believe my friend told me that there's a lot of interesting noises you can achieve with ghost sound, and that's how they get most of their stuff. And then there's also like illusions that make noise too, so they do some experimental stuff with that.
Yeah. It's an interesting type of music. It seems to be magically taxing though, so I don't think I'll be using it.
Well,
Well,
what I understand, once you get to a certain point with like illusion magic, there can be long sustained illusions that you can change as you wish. So I think technically the performance last night was all done with one spell that they just maintained and paid attention to the performance of.
Interesting.
well, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
Music like that isn't really to my taste, and he'll
it
flick
was-
one of his
it
ears
was-
lightly.
It was interesting, because no men hit on me, but lots of girls did.
If
I
you want
mean-
next time, I'll dance with you.
That sounds fun. But
Are you sure they were girls? Elves sometimes they're
no,
little.
no,
little
100%.
Elves can be a little pretty.
Yeah, no, 100%, because they said that this, I okay, I don't know if you know this, so kind of like lower her voice. This is a gay club.
I'll look up and I'll think of my friend. You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just came to dance, so it was fine, but I was a little surprised. I didn't think.
Oh, yeah, they're nice people though. So,
Exactly.
my friend wouldn't have a club where people weren't nice. I'm pretty sure they'd get
At least you
tossed
were
out on the
popular.
ass.
Yeah, yeah. Well, should we continue traveling then? Get it back on the road?
Well, this is your kid's quest. It's entirely up to you.
Um. Well. We're. Oh wait, no. We already got our reward, didn't we?
No, you haven't.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's still the manner of accounting for those goblins we took care of.
Wait a minute, you're telling me they let us into town and didn't even tell us to get paid?
I assume they think we're like-minded enough to know that we want our reward and should go get it ourselves.
Mm.
Alright.
Well, if you guys are going to be leaving that soon, I'll let you kids go get your reward, and I'll go say my goodbyes, write some letters to people I won't be able to say bye to in town before we move on.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so you all split up. You all head down to the magistrate's office. That captain woman is there, and she looks at all of you. I was wondering when you would all show up.
We had a little bit of catching up to do.
Well, I figured you'd wanted the rest, but yeah. She'll put a sack of gold coins on the table. Here's your reward.
Well,
What is
thank
it?
you. It's quite generous.
Well, you see, the bounty was specifically it was 100 gold coins in total for the whole group. We did notice that one of them did escape, which was the wizard or spellcaster type, who was worth the majority of the bounty, but it's still 66 gold pieces.
66?
66 gold pieces.
Well, that sounds fair.
Yeah, supposedly the spellcaster one was the one that was causing the most trouble. Like, people couldn't hit him, he would cause confusions, he would insult people and they would get nosebleeds and headaches and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds
I
about
really
right.
didn't like that guy.
Yeah, some type
Revion
of-
want to add a comment to that.
some type of weird magic, but I mean, as long as he's gone, well, enjoy the gold. Don't spend it all in one place.
Now, don't worry. If we see him again and take care of it, we'll let you know.
That would be great. There's another 37 gold waiting here if you do.
Oh yeah.
We might want to end up like trying to look for him just to get that gold. It's quite a hefty bounty.
Oh.
From there, presumably you guys head back. Yeah. Zartha, you say goodbye to Jarvis and his family. They're an evening restaurant, so they're closed right now, so you can actually go visit all of them.
I was told to visit, so I'm doing so.
Yep, and everyone's home, and so they're very happy to see you. The old granny, who you've known that from your trips, ferrying stuff around the Elven capital and doing trading and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is very happy to see you. She's finally starting to look her age. She's
So she's several years my senior, several
Yeah.
centuries senior then.
yeah,
Gotcha.
she is. She was your age when you met her.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she was a little bit older than your age when she met you. Your current age, because you were like in your 50s. You were an adult.
All right. So
Probably your oldest living friend, though.
yeah, probably. I'll let her know that a group of young adventurers came into town yesterday and they don't have. They had a bar doing their healing for them, but we both know from our time on the road that sometimes you need a bit more. So I need to get some good stories going for my youngins. So I'll be heading off with them today, I think was the plan.
Well,
Thank you for everything.
oh, you're welcome. It's always wonderful seeing you, Zartha. And you stay safe. And once
Oh,
again, be careful. I know your family would want you to stay safe.
yeah, they would. Uh, we'll see how it goes though. Life on the road can be challenging. My family knows that too. But I'll give her a hug and I'll say, is she the one who owns the club too?
No, she's not. She's the one that owns the restaurant.
Okay.
But there's a a wizard who owns the club.
Yeah, I'll have to go say bye to them as well. Oh, so yeah. I still got another goodbye to make, but I wanted to stop by since since Jarvis said you wanted to chat a bit. Oh, squeeze her hand. Oh, so yeah. Maybe I'll see you guys again before my turn is up. But before my turn is up, but we'll see.
I hope that we do. Heading back, you'll meet your wizard friend. He's kind of magically cleaning up the golden goose. Oh, hello, darling.
Hello.
How was your visit?
Oh, it's been quite pleasant as always. I brought a youngster around here. She was quite impressed by your music. So you've been doing quite well for yourself.
Oh, you know me. When you practice illusory magic long enough, you can do anything.
Yes, I expressed as much to her. She seemed mildly impressed. Uh, you know, she's a young adventurer, so they gotta all act a little bit world weary.
Yes,
But
yes.
I won't be needing the room anymore. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna get it all nice and cleaned up, and I'll be going on. I'll be hitting the road again. Got a group of adventurers I'm gonna accompany, and
Oh, I already have the unseen servant taking care of it. Don't worry, dear. You
oh,
got all
you're
your
such a
bags,
sweetheart.
though?
I do. I grabbed it all. I try not to leave my stuff in the room.
Okay, good, good. Anyhow, if if that young little adventurer wants, like you guys come back on through here, I'll gladly give her a lesson or two.
I'll let her know that you're willing to give her a pointer or two. You know, I don't know when we'll next be through. I might not see you before I'm done with my turn, but if
Oh,
I do, I'll let you
you'll
know.
outlive us all, my dear.
That certainly seems to be the trend.
Oh, come here, give us a kiss now. Bye.
Yeah,
He'll give you
I'll
like
give
the
him a
two
few.
little pecks on the cheek.
Yeah, I'll return him. I know how he is, so I'm absolutely fine with doing that. And you take care of yourself. Don't let too many people break your heart.
Oh, I'm the one who's the heartbreaker these days.
Good. And I'll you know, wave bye and I'll go rendezvous with the group wherever we're supposed to.
Yep. So, the group is leaving the magistrate's office, kind of heading down the street, probably near the western gate or eastern gate. Uh, and the group passes by that town center square with that well in it.
You all right?
You guys go on ahead. I need to do something really quick.
Well,
I'll catch up.
all right, I guess.
Okay. You're gonna go into the well, Stephen.
Yeah, I really should have done it the same night that I met Ainu, but oh well.
Okay. Revion, just to make sure that you're not misinterpreting what Ainu said. He said that this is a base of operations for the cult of debauchery.
Ah, never.
This
Oh
is not
shit.
the target's place.
Well,
We can
yeah, okay.
backtrack a bit if you wish. I know that you're tired, so I think you misinterpreted what he said. This is the
Yeah.
cult's base of operations, and the capital is where your mark is.
Okay. But he said not to relay anything about the mark, or was I
Not
able
anything
to?
about the mark. Well, specifically, he said not to relay anything about him. Uh, yeah, so you could totally, talk to them about the mark and talk to them about whatever you want, but you can't mention him. That was what he said.
Okay. All right.
So we can rewind that. So you sigh, and Sil'lin says, "Hey, you doing all right?"
I received a tip that this place is actually base for your mutual friends, or unmutual if you'd like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a entrance down there in that well. Don't know if you if you want to focus more on going to the capital first, but yeah.
Well, I don't think they're likely to move a base of operations that quickly, especially if they don't know that we know where they are. So I think we should probably continue on to the capital and then come back once we're a little more prepared.
All right. I just figured I'd let you know.
I do appreciate that greatly.
Celine, real quick. You know that the capital is where their main base is. Like it is a hive of scum and villainy, so to speak.
Hmm.
If they have a base here, it's probably like an outpost. If that makes sense.
Right, so not
Like going
exactly.
in, kind of like the reverse of what you were thinking. Like this is the small base, the big base is in the capital.
Hmm. All right, well, if everyone feels up to it, I guess we could try and head down the well.
I'm a
Did
dwarf.
any of
I'm
us like
always
hear
down
that?
to go down.
Okay, real quick. Cyrus first. What did you just say?
I said, did any of us like hear that conversation?
Yeah, you guys did.
Okay.
After that, um, Zartha, what did you say?
I'm a dwarf, young man. I'm always ready to throw down.
Oh, well, all right then. Guess into the lair we go.
All right. So the group of adventurers, with a few weird onlookers, gets some glances from some onlookers as you guys climb down into this well. Um, and you see a weird stone with a Revion presses into it and turns his wrist, and a door slides up, leading to a staircase that goes down and into the deep darkness. I know we have about 10. Well, we have about 10 more minutes of time. So we're not gonna begin exploring this place till next time.
All
But
right.
yes, there is a deep, dank dungeon, sort of sewer system thing awaiting you.
Yeah, from what I can see, it looks pretty dank.
At the bottom of the well.
At the bottom of the well, indeed.
I always hated that dungeon in Zelda.
Yeah, it looks fairly dank. Um, from there, you guys, we'll call it quits for today here. A little earlier than usual. I hope everyone enjoyed session. I hope everyone had a great time. Thank you, Rhiannnon, for joining us. I hope you had fun as well.
I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It
it was good
pleasure
Yeah,
having you.
you.
and Rhiannnon will be joining us for the foreseeable future.
Mhm.
And then hopefully when Panda comes back, we'll have a big, nice, fat party of 7 adventures, including an NPC.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be
It's
a
a,
good time.
it is going to be a great time. All right, and that's it for all of us today. Be sure to check us out on YouTube at Dire DM, here on Twitch at truecrew.com or
Uh, tr-
twitch.tv/truecrewsqueezing.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow to get notified whenever I go live. Also, I notify on Discord and on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at tsqueezes, and you can also follow Dire DM at Dire DM on Twitter. At the Dire DM on Twitter. I will be back streaming tomorrow at 1, probably more Tony Hawk, and I hope to see you all there. And as I always say, have a great day, everyone.